Everybody, it's Derek. Welcome to the channel. I hope you are all doing well tonight. I just saw Jeremy Piven at the Blue Room Comedy Club in Springfield, Missouri. It was an exhilarating show. It was amazing. Jeremy Piven absolutely killed. I've never been to a comedy club before. I've seen a few stand-up comedy shows. I saw Gabriel Iglesias at Amphitheater a couple years ago. I saw the Fully Loaded tour when it came to town a year or two ago, which was great. I got to see Whitney Cummings and Matt McCusker and Big J. Okerson. This just blew it totally out of the water, any of those comedy shows, because I'd never been to a comedy club. The situation was so intimate, you know. We were like right up on the stage. I was essentially touching the stage, you know, and me and my wife were sitting there and like having like total like eye contact on like the whole time with Jeremy Piven, who has been a favorite actor of mine for a long time. Like I literally, you know, kind of grew up watching him. Any movie or TV show he was in, I always like loved his performance, even long before I became a fan of Entourage. And of course, Entourage is like a very important show for me. It's one of my favorite things, you know, which I discovered it when it was in like the later seasons. I discovered it because the CW, like the local CW, was running reruns and syndication for a short time, and I just fell in love with it there. I could go on and on about how much I love Entourage and what it means to me, but just like that shows everything. And Jeremy Piven's performance really made that show in many ways. There was a lot of great things about the show, but it wouldn't be what it was without the Ari Gold character and his performance. And as a comedian, you know, he is just absolutely fantastic, and he always shined so much in comedic roles. And to see him do stand-up, he is so gifted at it, you know. And the fact that he's only been doing it for a few years and he's so strong at it, you know, he has such great comedic timing, and you know, just how he tells a story is amazing. He has a lot of great, you know, Hollywood stories, of course, you know. And I got to see the show. This was a birthday gift from my mother-in-law, who I refer to as my mom. She got to see Jerry Seinfeld for her birthday. I wasn't able to go, and she just said, I'll give you tickets to whoever you want to see, and the Jeremy Piven show is coming up. And I was so excited for this, and it like surpassed expectations. I had not yet been to the Blue Room Comedy Club in Springfield. It's an amazing place, so if you live in that area and you haven't been before and you love comedy, please go. It's fantastic. Shout out to everybody that works there, everybody who helped make that the experience what it is. Great job all around. And like it got like the VIP seating, which was not much more than the regular like club seating, and you were, I can't emphasize it enough, you were like right on the stage there. And so me and my wife were just sitting there at our table together, and we're just so close. And point early on in the show, Jeremy says, you know, he's Jewish. He says, is there any other Jewish people in here? And my wife is Jewish. She raises her hand, and she goes, that's it, the only one. And he calls her like my Jewish sister, and he's like addressing her like all throughout the show. Like it's that close. It was just such a crazy experience. And my wife wasn't very familiar with Jeremy Piven before this, but she's, you know, she's a new fan, you know. She was laughing all throughout the show. So was I. Everybody was laughing. It was a fantastic comedy show, you know. And he's been hilarious in movies, and obviously on Entourage and all sorts of TV shows. But he is just on fire in stand-up. And if you ever have a chance to see him live, please go for it. It's absolutely amazing. He did a story about meeting Sylvester Stallone. He did a couple stories, I think, about Mike Tyson. There was a really funny bit where he was telling the story about Mike Tyson when he just did that interview recently with the Jake Paul fight, where he had like the young girl talking to him, and he said, legacy doesn't matter, you're going to be dead and nobody's going to care. He was doing this bit about this, and like the roof of the comedy club like shook very like noticeably, and he's like looking up at it because there's a parking garage above the comedy club, so that was like hilarious and a great moment. Um, he ended the show by talking about running lines with his mom over the Ari Gold character. And so he was like reenacting one of the famous lines from the show, his interactions with Lloyd. So that's great. If you're a big fan of Entourage, like seeing him live is like such a treat. Like I couldn't believe I was seeing one of my favorite actors like up close. Like, oh my God, there he is, you know, like, and for like an hour, you're like right there. This was honestly like so much better than, like I said, any of the other comedy shows I've been to, but honestly, like a concert, you know, a concert, you're in like this big arena or stadium or whatever, and there's no intimacy, there's no like connection. Here, you was like right there, and you could just feel the energy, feel the personal connection. You know, he was even saying at one point, like, oh, it was great to be like with like real people. You know, it was just a fantastic experience. The stage there is like really, really small. He commented like, this is like the smallest stage I've ever been on. And, you know, he made a joke at one point. He said, I have more Emmys than there are people in this room. Again, I've never been to that club before. I was really shocked at how small it truly was. But it made for a great experience. I thought too, Casey Rocket is coming to do a show there in a couple months. Obviously, it was very interested in seeing that, but Casey always like has a lot of movements and stuff. I didn't know how you do it on that tiny of a stage. Like the stage is like a square. Like most people have rugs in their house that are bigger than that stage. But he did bits about, you know, COVID and Gavin Newsom and the fires in LA, of course. He did bits about Kanye. He said like, you know, if Jews really controlled Hollywood, would I be performing here? And he like pointed at the sign behind me called the Blue Room. He referred to it as the Rusty Blue Chuckle Bucket, something like that, which was hilarious. Like all of the bits about Springfield and the Ozarks and everything, like were great. Like he did it with such like aggression and everything, but like the jokes were like really funny. It wasn't just, you know, trashing the area for no reason. Like it was really funny. And I've always loved Springfield, Missouri, because I grew up like in Branson, which is like the smallest of small towns in a way, even though it's a tourist destination. So I always looked at Springfield as like New York or something, like it's the big city, you know. And even though I've been now to like Chicago and St. Louis and everything, I have such fondness in my heart for Springfield and like what it means to me. And just, you know, that there's a comedy club in Springfield that can bring talent like Jeremy Piven and so many other people that have been there. There's been some great comedians that have come through there. That's just amazing. And I couldn't have asked for a better experience. Like it was really, really awesome. You know, there was just so many great moments of like personal connection and just like, you know, just relating to the audience, which was really just really wonderful. You know, there was no like meet and greet or anything like that. I attended the 6:30 show, and he had another show at 9:30. You know, so he had like an hour or so in between shows. You obviously need to recuperate. I brought, you know, DVDs for him to sign, of course, which you know, he wasn't able to sign, of course, and I brought a Sharpie and everything. So, you know, a little disappointed there, but honestly, like I'm not even disappointed. Like that show was so amazing. I don't even care. Like it was phenomenal. Like, you know, he's an amazing actor. I respect and love him even more after seeing this performance. I can't wait to see the performance, that movie that he made that has come out kind of in some kind of smaller markets or whatever. It hasn't had really a big wide release. I can't wait to see it. I know it's amazing from everything I've heard. Just fantastic performance. I could go on and on and on. I'm repeating myself. It's amazing. If I have this uploaded by the time he has some shows left at the Blue Room, please do whatever you can to go see that. If he's performing in your area, just go out and see it. If you've seen him in any movie and you've enjoyed him, if you've seen Entourage and you love that character, like go see him. Go see him. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It'll be the best comedy show like you've seen. It sounds like hyperbole. I'll go ahead and say that. Like, it's the best comedy show I've seen. I haven't seen that many, but like far and wide, this is the best one I've seen yet. And he's just an amazing, amazing performer. And me and my wife were like, "What? Should we go back and see the the 9:30?" I just want to like re-experience that. It was so amazing, and I can't wait to go back to the Blue Room. Hopefully, see the Casey Rocket show, and just there's always a great performance. I see that on social media all the time. They're always having comedians from all over come, and I can't wait to go back there. And honestly, like anytime Jeremy Piven is like playing anywhere near me, like I will do whatever to go see that. It was an amazing experience, a great birthday gift. Thank you, Mom. Yeah, and it was awesome. I'm still like buzzing from the experience. It was great. It was thrilling. Yeah, so awesome. Yeah, go see Jeremy Piven. Do it, and watch Entourage. Watch Entourage. It's still a great show, and it's buried on Max or whatever, but it's a great show. Rediscover it if you haven't seen it yet. And yeah, it was awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you like my videos. Let me know in the comments. Again, I'll remind you I have a weekly show called The Art Block. It comes out every Monday night, where I discuss anything in art and culture. Follow me on Instagram. And that's it. Thank you so much. What a time to be alive.